every other month, like clockwork, the depression would come back. And every time I thought I was finally past it, it would pull me right back under. For years, I couldn't figure out why until I did. And what I found completely changed everything. Hi, my name is Betsy, and I have been meditating twice a day for over 1,081 days and created massive awareness of my thought patterns. When I started, I noticed a lot of negative thought loops I hadn't even been aware of. And today I want to take you through exactly how meditation didn't just calm me down, but it became the tool that helped me rebuild myself from the inside out, finally making it possible to break the cycle of depression. It started simple. I noticed when I meditated, I just felt better. My anxiety lowered, my body felt lighter. And when I kept going consistently for over 30 days, something bigger started to shift. My depression, which had been cycling in and out every other month for years, surprisingly started to fade. Not disappear, but generally fade. Here's what I want to be really honest about. Meditation alone didn't break the cycle. It opened a door. And what was behind that door was something I wasn't fully prepared for. But because once it got quiet enough, I actually started to hear what was going inside my head. And what I heard was not kind. Slowly, I started to notice patterns, loops, the same thoughts cycling over and over. I was constantly berating myself, telling myself I wasn't worth it, I wasn't good enough, assuming that people around me were always on the attack, always coming for me in some way. And I realized I was living on the defensive all the time, completely exhausted. Here's the thing. I had experienced really horrible trauma from the time I was a little girl all the way to my teens. And that trauma hardwired me for survival. Victimhood, hypervigilance, always waiting for the next thing to go wrong. As an adult, I was going in and out of those patterns without even knowing it. It wasn't weakness. It was just what my nervous system had learned to do to keep me safe. But I wasn't that girl anymore. I have grown up, and those thought patterns were ruining my life. When I became aware of all this, something shifted in me. I realized that the only person who was going to get me out of this was me. Nobody was coming to save me, and I was done. I was done with the anxiety that followed me everywhere, feeling like I wasn't good enough no matter what I did and how much I did, trying to prove myself to everybody. I was done with the depression that would show up every month like clockwork just to pull me over. So I decided to take it seriously. I decided to keep going, and I did. So here's what the actual work looks like. First, I used Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations to start imagining a different version of myself. A version that was calm, centered, grounded. And after meditating, I would be in this beautiful high, generally feeling that person. But as I went about my day and I started paying close attention, what knocked me off of that? What pulled me out of that center feeling? What was I thinking right before my mood dropped? I started journaling, reflecting on my days, gathering data on myself, becoming my own experiment. As the data came in, I knew what I had to do. I had to reprogram. So I went to work. I picked one trigger at a time, just one. Every single time it came up throughout the day, I would interrupt it. At first, just catching it, telling myself I'm not this person anymore. Let me give you a real example so it becomes tangible. One of my biggest patterns was around conflict with people that I love. I had this deep-seated fear of being abandoned, so I would overcompensate in relationships, avoid conflict at all costs, put myself last, shrink myself down, all of this to keep the peace, and keep people close to me. But I never actually felt safe. I was always bracing for something to go wrong. So I decided to work on that specific pattern. First, I got really familiar with it. I studied how it felt in my body, what would trigger it, what would I do when it showed up. And then when I felt it coming, instead of reacting the way I always had, I would pause. And I would ask myself, how would the version of myself that is grounded, centered, handle this right now. And then I would do that instead. Not perfectly, not every time, but more and more until it started to become the new normal. So, what actually broke the cycle? It wasn't just one thing. It was meditation giving me the stillness to finally see what was going on inside. It was the awareness to catch the thoughts before they spiraled. And it was the decision to interrupt the old patterns and choose differently, over and over again. And here's where I am today. My anxiety is under control. I no longer cycle through depression that I was used to. Do I still have anxious moments? Yes. Do I still have depressive moments? Absolutely. I have learned that this is part of the human experience. But that's all there are. Moments. They come, I notice them, they pass. That's it. They don't swallow me whole anymore. They don't run my life. And if you knew what I started, you know how huge that is for me. I'm still in it. I'm still doing the work. Every day, one pattern. I choose one pattern and I go after it. But I'm not the same person I was 1,081 days ago. And that's everything. I have changed my baseline. Now I'm calm, centered, and grounded. Not perfectly every time. Do I lose my cool sometimes? Absolutely. Part of the human experience. But like Dr. Joe says, it's not like not reacting at all. You always are going to react. It's how long do you react for? How long do you take to bounce back to your normal? That's where the work is at. If any part of this resonated with you, drop a comment below. I genuinely want to hear your story. And if you're just starting your meditation journey, stick with it. What's waiting on the other side is worth it. If you like this, please like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next time. Thank you so much. Namaste. Keep meditating. Keep doing it. You got this.